What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today is the 26th of January, Monday. Just getting a chance to record this video. Going over the price action today on Nasdaq 100. Let's get right into this video. So today, pretty strong bullish day, as you can see right here. Let me just show you, zoom in this chart a little bit. So today we had a huge gap down to start the week. From last night we had some more tariff announcements over the weekend, and that caused a very huge gap down in the market in between Friday's close and Sunday evening's open. So we had this huge gap down here because we closed right here on Friday and we open all the way down here on Sunday night. So we gapped down there and then we just pretty much just rallied right back up today. No real pullback. We just rallied right through, filled the gap and just continued pushing up. And see, currently we at Tuesday price action starting from 6 p.m. and we're still going up. So pretty much one-sided price action today across all three indices. So Nasdaq, this is Nasdaq. So this is Nasdaq, the one that I was showing you before. This is US 30 and S&P 500. So this is S&P 500, this is Nasdaq. All of them pretty much look the same way. And again, gold created a new all-time high, running for, I think it went all the way up to 5,100 and change today. Kind of sold off this evening, but gapped up based on the tariff news, as well as there's a lack of trust right now in the dollar, and that is the reason why it's just running. So gold at all-time highs, silver at all-time highs. So currently looking at the price action here today we have a very packed week as well, because we have FOMC, I think Wednesday or Thursday. We have some economic news as well, and we have some big companies reporting earnings this week. So we have Apple, Microsoft, I think Tesla, Amazon, quite a few of them reporting earnings later on in the week. But looking to see if I can catch any opportunities this week. So currently today I didn't take any trades. Looking at the, let me go down to the lower time frame. This is now the 1 hour time frame, and it's just more of the same. Once we opened down here, we just started buying up, and I didn't trust it to just get in and buy. We had a slight pullback in the late morning going into New York, and then we just continued buying up for the rest of the day. A slight pullback going into the PM session or after the PM session, and then now so we're continuing up with the new daily candle right here. So on the 15 minutes time frame, I guess I could have just taken a continuation buy from any one of these levels. So we had the midnight open right here. All of this was Asia session. This was a little order block here that we came into. So we came into this in the morning, traded back below the midnight open, and this was the only discounted price offer. So right here and right here, those were the only two discounted areas offered in the market. Today was looking at this sell-off when I was leaving out for work right here, and then now we had this little pullback again right before New York session, and then we just bought up for the rest of the day. So not even much manipulation on the 4 hour candle. We just went straight up, and see, we already, this is what, we're currently 15 minutes to 10. So these first 3 hours already running up again. So from here, 3 hours in, and we're already running for the highs again. So looks like the target to me is currently um last week. Well, let me see if it's last week, as I think we actually took out the previous weekly high today already. Let me see on the higher time frame. So I think the current high now target is pretty much back at all-time high. So we need to get above these levels right here, and then we get into all-time high territory right around here and then here. So pretty much that is really it. That is really it on the higher time frame. Now looking at the lower time frame, I had a swing entry coming all the way from, I think it's about 2 weeks now. I've been in the swing from all the way over here, and I finally got stopped out because of the rally. I could have taken profit several times, but I was just holding a little small position to see how long we would have stayed down. So some little pullbacks here that we could have gotten into, but I'm going to go to trading view and show you. No trades today. I didn't get a chance to get in, like I said. No real pullbacks to get in. Small continuations on the lower time frame, but not a deep discount enough for me to really try to force any entries. So let me go all the way back to Asian session. So zoom in. So in Asian session, pretty much went up, traded sideways, and then just continued. So right out the bat from 615, there about 645, we had this rally up yesterday, came up, consolidated a bit, and this little level here created a order block. Look at demand zone here. This fair value gap sent us higher during the main part of Asian, but this was a bit of a range. So I was looking at the chart here, but this was just a range, and we just continued up. By midnight I was in bed, so I didn't trade here. And this morning when I got up, basically went over the overnight price action. Didn't wake up for London, so didn't get to trade that either. So we just went up all the way. So the first macro here at about 10 to 1, so that would have been 1250 to 110, gave us the first buy here. A short little 1 to 4, but not much points, about 30 points. Then we had this one here for about 45 to 60 points. If you held it through, we had another little one here right around 3 a.m. in the morning, and another one little bit after 3. And then by the time we got to 4 going into the morning, I was looking at this little sell off here. So we sold off right around 410. We had a little inversion during the 350 to 410 macro. 135 points drop because this is a large range day. So you could have gotten about a 15 point stop to 20 point stop, and would have captured 135 points before we continued to buy up. I was expecting us to come back up here and then continue selling off, but that wasn't the case. So we went up again here, and this was another entry during this macro right around 5. So 450 to 510 macro gave us another buy opportunity right there. So that's in the morning before New York. By the time we got to 6 again, 550 to 610, another consolidation and continuation buy going into 7. 8 is pretty much sideways. Got a little bit of a pullback going into 845 here. This pullback, decent buy opportunity, but it's outside of a macro window, so not really my ideal entry time. So this was the other entry during right before New York open, and expecting the volatility, I would have placed my stops all the way below the low here, and this is about 60 points, but it paid out because we would have gotten over 1 to 4 actually. So this entry came in right around 850 with the New York volatility, not much pullback, just a little bit of a flash with the volatility injection, and continued higher. By the time we got to 10, it's the beginning of the new 4-hour candle, and we had a small wick. So the 10 a.m. candle open right here, pull back to create the low here, and then we just continued. So continued 10, 11 is sideways, and then we pull back outside of the macro and continued right into lunchtime. Then we started to move sideways. So lunchtime sideways, going up still, but more of a range. So I had this fair value gap marked out here. I was looking at the chart during lunchtime, pull back into here, and then we rallied again right after lunch. Another little scalp there. This was another little one during lunchtime here, but based on how you trade, maybe if you're not so precise, you wouldn't have gotten much, because it's just a 50 pip range really, and this move is like 30 points, 38 points right there. So that was a 38 point move. Another little buy there during the macro right after lunch, and then now for the PM session, kind of broke structure here, traded back up. For the 2 p.m. silver bullet, we could have gotten an entry using this macro off this order block. So we sold off there, one sell entry here, then we came back up to retest during the same macro, and then now to end the day, we sold off and continued down. By the time we got down to close, we kind of bounced back, but this was the main move here. The only sell entry. So one here, another one here, and one here. So 3 little small entries. Pretty tight stop. Could have got a 10 point stop or less. And we came down here for 1 to, that would have been 1 to 5 there. From this entry, it would have been pretty much the same thing. If you hold it all the way down to close, then you'd have gotten about 1 to 6, and it's pretty much the same thing for this one. So pretty lackluster there. A very large range, but not much in terms of price action. The day was muted right after the morning rally. We just traded sideways for the most part after. So if you missed the main move here, there wasn't much to do. Looking at gold, I think we had a little bit of a sell-off in the PM session, because we kind of gapped up and we just rallied. So we had a little bit of a sell-off, quick push down, quite a number of points drop from the top here all the way down. Is almost 100 point drop. Actually, going into the close is 100 point drop on gold to end the day. So I mean, that is it for today's video, guys. Nothing much else. Let us see what we get going into London session and going into tomorrow. So until next time, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and we're at 100 subscribers now. Thank you for the support. Peace.